To be honest, I think a lot of women are completely clueless when it comes to how much power they have in relationships. My name is Yonci. Welcome to my channel, Chasing Yonci. Here I talk about all things love, dating, sex, and relationships. So if that's something that you're interested in, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and make sure you click the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I drop new content. I hear all the time these comments from men on my posts and other places on the internet. First of all, they're speaking about these high value men, right? Which we need to just get rid of that term anyway. But I think a lot of times people are just saying things that sound good at the moment. But I really want to break down this narrative that I've been hearing over and over again. There is this notion that there is this 1 or 2%er type of a guy that all women are fighting over. And this guy just has so many options that he can do whatever he pleases. I reposted a segment from a podcast that I was enjoying on Hardly Initiated. And the gentleman was saying that he advises his daughters and other women to take their time when it comes to dating. Really feel the man out with sex off of the table. And so he had mentioned a couple of things that were really triggering for guys. Like he was saying, don't answer every single text or call back every time or answer every time he calls, which I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But the men were saying in the comments things like, that's going to run away a good guy. That's going to make a high value man run because he has options. And this is what I want to break down for you in this short video. It doesn't matter how much a guy perceives himself to be valuable. It doesn't matter how many options he has. If a man leaves you alone because he cannot sleep with you, that is the only reason he's leaving you alone, honey, he just did you a favor. He absolutely did you a favor. This is the part that most men don't understand when they're talking and making these points in the comments on social media, right? And sometimes we just have to just ignore that stuff because it'll just confuse you, frustrate you, put you in a toxic headspace. You really have to watch what you take in. But if you really think about this comment, right? What is the guy suggesting to you? If the advice is to say, hold out on sex, don't have sex with a guy until you absolutely know what he's in it for. And in my case, I like to go by abstinence because it's my belief as a believer in Jesus Christ that that is what we're supposed to do. Our bodies are sacred and it is supposed to be reserved for the sanctity of marriage. But that aside, let's just say for the women who are at least trying to wait until they're in a relationship or they know what the guy wants. When a man says, don't do this, this is game playing, you're going to lose the guy, you never had him to begin with. I think the problem is that a lot of women have never experienced what a man in love is like. A man in love will throw out everything. He might say all these things that he's gonna do or won't deal with, but when a woman truly captures his attention, it's like that song, When a Man Loves a Woman, there's nothing that will keep him away. If he can tell that she likes him, not a woman who is turning him off, turning him down and saying, I'm not interested, but if a woman genuinely likes him, she, without saying it directly, says, this is what my price is. So some women, their price is just Netflix and chilling. Other women, their price might be going out to eat. Other women, the price might be marriage. The woman sets the price. And if a guy is truly interested in her, he will pay the price. The problem is that too many women are worried about the man who leaves. But that is the purpose in having your standards the way they are. You want the men to leave who are not qualified. It's like taking a fishing net, right? You don't want the water. You just want the fish. So there are intentionally holes that are small enough to where the fish is going to stay, but big enough to where the water escapes through. When you are getting to know a man and you let him know what you will and won't do, they will disqualify themselves. They will remove themselves from the equation. We have to stop looking at that as though it's a bad thing. I don't want a guy around who is only looking to have sex with me anyway. So they're doing us a favor. We have to be really careful to tune out all these comments from people who have ulterior motives. Chances are a lot of these guys don't even know what it's like to have a relationship with a woman outside of sex. For them, they are combining everything into one lump. So many guys will say, well, I need to know how she is in bed. If you really love a woman, which again, I don't know how many men actually have experienced this, but when you really, really love a woman, you are willing to do anything to have her. The women who follow my channel, I want you to know your value. I want you to know your worth. I don't ever want you to do something because you feel like you need to keep this guy around. Now, I'm not talking about something unrealistic, like you have crazy high standards. He needs to have this specific job, or he needs to make this exact dollar amount, or he needs to have this exact look. I'm saying if you're just hanging out with a guy, you don't feel like you want to sleep with him, you're not ready to go to the next level, you should never be outside of your comfort zone. A true gentleman will always want to do a temperature check and see where you are. He'll gauge your comfort level and he'll try to stay in there. He's going to be terrified of doing anything that scares you off. Okay? So we need to switch this narrative. Ladies, unfortunately, a lot of this pressure falls on us. A lot of the responsibility falls on our shoulders to raise the bar, because so many of our sisters have dropped the bar unknowingly because they were listening to the mainstream media saying, you know, if you're free, you should be out here, going out here having sex. Just like women tend to get distracted by their emotions and they're not thinking clearly, men tend to be like that with their physical needs. Once they get sex, they lose interest. If a guy actually has to work to get you, what I mean by work is mean consistently put in time and energy. I don't mean he has to go broke trying to date you. What I'm saying is if a man has to spend time with you, he's forced to spend time with you, and he's not rewarded with sex, it actually gives him time to fall for you. It gives him time to actually get to know you. There are so many men who say, oh my God, had I taken the chance to get to know her, I would have never slept with her. So it's actually doing men a service as well, because this will allow them to actually see if you guys are compatible. We cannot be afraid of letting men walk away. We are not to be for everybody. Okay, if you really believe that you are the prize, you don't go chasing down a man. You wait until you see a man, or you encounter a man who sees your value. And how can he see your value? He can't do it from across the room. All he can see from across the room is how cute you look and whether or not he feels sexually aroused. Once you get past that, there's nothing else he knows about you. He needs time to get to know you to see if you're somebody that he actually would want to be with long term. So set the pace at a level that you're comfortable with. He should not be setting the speed. There should never be a time where you feel like you are obligated to move things along to suit a guy. Take your time. Enjoy the process. Let him show you his value, and let him have time to get to know your value. And for the men who watch this, because I know men do watch my content, this isn't about playing games. This isn't about a power trip. It's about protecting a woman's heart. You guys don't want a woman who's run through. You guys don't want somebody who everybody has had a chance, had a go around with. You want a woman who has standards. So this is what it takes. We need to tighten the ranks. We need to stop making sex so attainable. And then we're going to start to see a little bit more of an even playing field. But right now it is a mess. It is an absolute mess. Everybody is jumping into bed. They are instantly regretting it. They are making babies with people that they never intended to make babies with. At what point will we see that sex is the problem? Let's pump the brakes. If you are with me, comment, pump the brakes. It'll be interesting to see who made it this far in the video. You guys, if you want more content like this, please subscribe to my channel. And like I said before, click the notification bell, and don't forget to smash the like button. If you want to leave a comment, it really helps with the algorithm. So let me know the part that you enjoyed the most. Until next time, tell someone that you love them, and check out the next videos.